3,000 years ago, Eastern peoples already knew something that science only recently confirmed. Chronic fatigue after 60 has nothing to do with aging. It has to do with silent inflammation. They didn't use supplements. They didn't drink coffee on an empty stomach. They used two inexpensive ingredients, combined in a very specific way, to train the body to produce constant energy. Today, we ignore that wisdom and live through peaks and crashes. But when you understand the 5 phases of that preparation, from timing to the type of water, metabolism responds in a completely different way. The difference is in the method, not in the ingredient. After 60, the female body doesn't lose the capacity to generate energy. It loses metabolic stability. And this has everything to do with hormonal changes that began years earlier, but whose accumulated effects only become evident now. 3 systems begin to oscillate in a dysregulated way: glucose, cortisol, and inflammation. Glucose rises and falls too quickly because insulin sensitivity has changed. Cortisol spikes in response to stress and doesn't relax afterward like it used to. And chronic inflammation, the kind you don't feel but is there, consumes energy constantly and silently. The result is predictable. You wake up tired, improve a bit mid-morning, crash at the end of the afternoon, and spend the night without deep sleep. It's not weakness, it's not laziness, it's pure dysregulation, and the solution isn't to stimulate the body more. It's to stabilize these 3 systems at the same time. Tibetan nuns and Ayurvedic medicine practitioners consumed ginger and turmeric for millennia, but never randomly. They observed the body as a system that needed rhythm, not acceleration. The day began slowly, with gentle warmth in the stomach, with metabolic preparation before any physical or mental effort. Today, we do exactly the opposite. We jump straight to strong coffee on an empty stomach. We stimulate the body before feeding it. We create adrenaline spikes that make us feel productive for 2 hours, followed by complete collapse. The difference isn't just cultural, it's physiological. While they regulated, we dysregulate. The error that maintains the cycle. The biggest mistake isn't drinking the wrong tea, it's drinking it at the wrong time and in the wrong way. Coffee on an empty stomach spikes cortisol early. Sugar in the morning generates a glycemic peak followed by a sharp drop. Black tea or mate in excess overloads the nervous system that's already fragile. And then you think the problem is lack of energy, when in reality it's excess stimulation without metabolic foundation. The body works like a bonfire. You don't throw gasoline on weak embers expecting a constant flame. You build the foundation first. That's exactly what ginger and turmeric tea does when prepared correctly. It builds the metabolic foundation. But if you skip steps, the effect disappears completely. The ritual that makes the difference. This isn't a common tea. It's a sequence of metabolic regulation. 5 variables define whether you'll feel real energy stability or just passing warmth. The quality of ingredients, the form of preparation, the timing of consumption, what you eat before, and consistency over the days. Each of these steps activates a different response in the organism. And when you respect all of them, the body finally understands what you're asking for. How to prepare correctly. You'll need a piece of fresh ginger the size of 2 fingers, 1 level teaspoon of turmeric powder or a small piece of fresh root, a pinch of freshly ground black pepper, and 300 milliliters of filtered water. Heat the water until small bubbles form at the bottom of the pot, but don't let it boil vigorously. Why? Because excessive temperature degrades curcumin and gingerol, which are the active compounds. Turn off the heat. Add the grated or thinly sliced ginger. Wait 3 minutes. Then add the turmeric and black pepper. Cover the pot and let it steep for 7 to 10 minutes. No less than that. Now comes the part most people ignore. Never drink this tea on a completely empty stomach. Before drinking, eat something light. It can be half a banana, 3 nuts, a thin slice of whole wheat bread with olive oil. The fat and fiber modulate the absorption of active compounds and prevent gastric irritation. Wait 10 minutes after eating. Then drink the tea warm, not hot. The ideal time is between 7 and 9 in the morning. This is the natural cortisol peak in the female body. The tea doesn't add more stimulation, it modulates the inflammatory response that accompanies that hormonal peak. And here's the final secret. Repeat every day at the same time for at least 10 consecutive days. Metabolic regulation is cumulative. The body needs to recognize the pattern to adjust its response. Without consistency, there's no real effect. What happens inside your body? When you ingest ginger and turmeric prepared this way, 3 processes begin simultaneously. In the stomach, ginger activates receptors that stimulate gentle gastric secretion. This prepares the digestive system without overloading it, something essential when digestion is no longer as efficient as it was. In the liver, curcumin inhibits specific inflammatory enzymes. This reduces that low-grade inflammation that silently consumes energy day after day. And in the blood, piperine from pepper increases curcumin bioavailability up to 2,000 times. Without it, you simply eliminate most of it through urine without absorbing anything. The immediate effect is thermal and circulatory. You feel a gentle warmth spreading through your body. But the real effect comes after 7 to 10 days. Less energy oscillation throughout the day, less need for coffee or sugar at 3 in the afternoon, less unexplained fatigue. Why? Because you stabilize the 3 pillars: glucose, cortisol, and inflammation. How to apply over the next 10 days? In the first 3 days, your organism is adapting. You may feel a slight increase in thirst or a different thermal sensation. It's completely normal. Between the 4th and 7th day, the body begins to recognize the pattern. Notice if there's less energy drop in mid-afternoon, if you can get through the day without that dependence on 3 o'clock coffee. From the 8th to the 10th day, evaluate subtle changes: the quality of your sleep, your disposition upon waking, the reduced need for external stimulants. If you perceive clear benefit after 10 days, maintain for 30 consecutive days to consolidate the metabolic response. After that, you can alternate 5 days on, 2 days off. When not to do it. This ritual doesn't replace medical treatment and isn't for everyone. If you have active gastric ulcer, don't do it. If you use anticoagulants, know that ginger and turmeric potentiate the effect of these medications. If you have gallstones or are having surgery in the next 2 weeks, avoid it completely. And if you're pregnant, talk to your doctor first. In the first days, you may feel slight gastric discomfort, increased intestinal motility, or more intense heat sensation. If you take medications regularly, especially anticoagulants, antidiabetics, or antihypertensives, talk to your doctor before starting. This isn't a supplement, it's functional food, but it still requires attention and care. The female body was designed to function with stability, not with artificial peaks. You don't need more energy, you need better regulation, and this doesn't come from complex formulas or expensive products. It comes from consistency, method, and respect for your own organism. Ginger and turmeric don't perform miracles. They simply allow the body to function as it should, without hurry, without metabolic violence, without creating dependence on external stimulants. The energy you're looking for is already inside you. It just needs rhythm, not extra fuel. And when you understand this, everything changes. Not because the tea is magical, but because you stopped fighting against your own biology and started working in its favor.